When large jobs require moving massive amounts of snow, get the work done quickly and efficiently with the Western Pile Driver and all-new Pile Driver XL pusher plows, both featuring Trace Edge technology. These pushers scrape down to the pavement with an advanced cutting-edge system that has independent 2-foot sections that move vertically, oscillate, and trip. Get more jobs done faster with the Western Pile Driver lineup of pusher plows.
Mike Bott from Frost Solutions, one of the owners of the company. What we do is provide a mini weather station to give you a tailored forecast to those particular locations so you know where and when and what to do in those parts of town. You know there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different ways that people can experience tremendous value having a technology like this.
Welcome to the Entrepreneurial Journey with your host, Dave Westcott. The Entrepreneurial Journey is a weekly podcast that streams live every Tuesday at 9:15 a.m. Pacific on Dave's YouTube channel and LinkedIn profile. Now here's Dave with this week's episode.
Good morning and welcome to the Entrepreneurial Journey. I'm your host, Dave Westcott, and I have with me special guest, Zeev Wexler. Good morning, Zeev.
Good morning. Nice to see you, Dave. Thank you for the awesome pronunciation of my really bizarre name. Zeev means wolf in Hebrew, to the ones that don't know.
Does it mean wolf?
Wolf, like the actual animal, wolf.
Wow, that is awesome. How did you get that name? Why was that given to you?
So it's a family name. I think I'm going to go a little bit or sad here, but it's a name of the family, somebody that perished in the Holocaust. His name was Zeev. It's a Hebrew biblical name, and it means wolf. So I hated it when I was really young. I love it today. So thank you, Mom and Dad, for choosing to naming me Wolf. I love
wolves. Okay? I love wolves, and I'm going to tell you why. There's several reasons. One, lions and tigers and bears, you'll see them in the circus. You'll never see a wolf in the circus. And additionally, wolves mate for life. And wolves are the only animal that take care of their parents into old age.
Very true. And everybody says lone wolf. It's so not true. Wolves are such pack animals, such team animals, family-oriented animals. I love wolves, man.
I do. And I also love that they are vicious predators.
Yes, which you got to be.
You got to be a hunter.
You got to be. And I love, Peterson said this once, that, you got to be dangerous and then kind of tame that. But if you're not dangerous, you're useless. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So
I love it.
You need to be dangerous. You need to be able to be vicious. And God knows I'm able to be vicious. But you also need, like, my kids would never even imagine the amount of viciousness that I could have. Does that make sense?
I love it. I think that's fantastic. Zeev, the wolf, is on the show. That is awesome. Way to go. All right. You are the mastermind behind Wexler Marketing. Tell me about that. 20 years of experience in the digital domain.
Yeah.
Why is that where you hang your hat?
Great question. I'm a salesperson at heart, Dave. I think you are as well. I love people and I love sales. So my beginning 10, 15 years of my career was in sales and business development. As I was looking at the internet growing and as I was looking at the whole market shifting, I started understanding that I have a better way to sell through marketing than I do through sales. And what do I mean by that? Now with the internet and with technology, especially now with AI, which we're going to talk about, now I can impact so many more people through marketing than I could ever do through sales. Do I believe in sales? 100%. Do I look at myself as a salesperson? Yes, but marketing in today's technology is such a better tool to sell. So I focused on marketing because I saw a gap in the market. I saw a gap where people that are good salespeople and have good products didn't understand this new wave. And the same way that 20 years ago it was the internet, now it's AI. So now I founded 3 years ago a company called Viacry that is an AI development company. So in the same way that we innovated digital marketing 20 years ago, we're now helping innovate AI with companies, with marketing, with sales, with growth, customer personalization. So I'm always looking to where the puck is going. So when I was a young man in sales, I saw marketing in the internet. And now in marketing and the internet, I see AI. So I always try to be where the puck is going, Dave. I hope that makes sense.
It does. As a lifelong hockey player, that little Wayne Gretzky quote there is not lost on me. He's going where the puck is going, not where it's going to be. And I love that. I think that's fantastic. Viacry, how did you come up with the name for that?
So we really thought that some of the smartest solution to secure AI is through blockchain. Okay. So we really think that if you understand blockchain is basically something that gives complete security with transparency. And that's what I think AI needs. So when we founded Viacry, I founded it together with my partner, Josh. We looked for a name that would be fun, but also would represent the meaning of where the solution is going. And Viacry is meaning via crypto. So we're thinking that the AI solution is going to go through the blockchain, and that's what we put the name on.
I love it. I love what you guys are building. Very, very advanced. You know, I spend a lot of time with entrepreneurs, In fact, I meet thousands of entrepreneurs every year on my journeys, whether I'm at a landscaping show or a janitorial show or at a business mastermind or an EO event or a YPO event. Like, I am always around other entrepreneurs. It's actually one of my favorite things to do is be around other entrepreneurs. One of the things I hear consistently across the board is it's so hard to get business. It's so hard to get business. It's so hard to get business. And the other thing that I hear is marketing is so expensive. Marketing is so expensive. Marketing is so expensive. I hear all the time, Google AdWords doesn't work. I hear all the time, so SEO takes forever. It takes forever to get customers. How do I get customers? I hear people who have been in the business a long time say, I wish I could just go back to the phone book where I could pick up, where they could just dial my number and I could call my name AAA brands and I would be first on the page and everybody would find me. And it seems like there's a huge disconnect. In fact, I'm a part of an entrepreneurs group that has 39,000 members in it. And one of the things I see all the time is work is slowing down and I can't get work. Work is slowing down and I can't get work. How do you get customers? I can't get any customers. I only got 3 customers this year. And it feels like you're in the middle of that. You're in the intersection of, hey, this is digital marketing. This is how we do it in the 2020s. And this is how it's supposed to work. How do you help an entrepreneur in business actually get business?
Great question, man. Love the question. So we live in a different world than we did 10 years ago. We live in a different world than we did 5 years ago. So there was a couple of shifts that happened in the market where people didn't shift with the market. Okay, so the most clear one is COVID. Okay, I used to speak, Dave. I'm a speaker. I speak about AI. I speak about marketing. And I love it. It's my passion. I used to speak 40 times a year. And every speaking engagement, I would get clients to my business. I used to network. I'm not kidding. And people can vouch on it. 4 or 5 times a week. Okay. I used to network events, entrepreneurial groups, events that I would put together, all kinds of things. And that would work for me. I'm a people's person. I love speaking. I love educating. When I educate, I get business. It's always been like that. It's never failed. If I come to you to educate, to give you tools, to give you wisdom, I will get business. Okay? If I come to sell, then, maybe you don't want to be sold. But if I just come and give you the best that I can, I always get business out of it. So then COVID hit. And I'll tell you something, Dave, that probably will, will make you the hairs on your neck stand. Q2 of 2020, I lost 81% of my revenue like this. Okay. The government shut down all the non-sense, whatever the word was, but all of our clients were shut down. And they called me and said, we love you. We want to continue, but we're not working. Of course, we're not going to pay for marketing. And 81% from sitting so comfortably thinking I got this, Dave, like this is easy, to basically getting 81% of my revenue cut down in a sec. And I had a big staff of people. I didn't know what to do. And I was like, okay, it's time to really re-strategize. I'm a military person. We talked about it earlier. So I always look at things at what is the end goal and then cutting backwards to see where I need to be. Okay. So then I started using LinkedIn like an addict. I still use LinkedIn like an addict. I started basically saying, okay, I can't be in networking. I can't be in speaking, but I can be in front of you. I can educate you. I can teach you. I've been putting a video a day on LinkedIn probably for 5 years now. Okay?
Wow.
That's so much work, Dave. So much work. My team is probably like so annoyed with me because I always like, hey, what about this? What are we posting tomorrow with? But this brings us business all the time. It keeps us in people's heads all the time. Sometimes we have a post that goes to 500,000 people, but I'm digressing a little bit to your question. So how do people get business? We're not in a phone book time anymore, so don't try to be in the phone book, but there's a new phone book and it's better. Okay? So find what is the new phone book. For me, it's LinkedIn. Okay? So for me, I know that, Dave, you spend a few minutes a day on LinkedIn. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I know that I can get in front of you. And I also know psychologically that if I get in front of you and explain to you about AI or marketing about 5 times, now I'm your expert in marketing. And next time you need marketing, I got a chance. Now, if you don't need marketing today, of course, I'm not going to get a client. But you got to cast your net wide enough and not sell, but help. Okay? I help so many with AI. So many. Some of them can't afford it. And I was like, hey, use what you can afford, but do this. Some of them can't afford it, and we build beautiful businesses together.
I love it. I love that find your phone book. What is your new phone book? I love how you dove into LinkedIn, lost 81% of your business. That's tough. That's tough. That's gut wrenching, right? That's
gut wrenching, payrolls coming, and 2 weeks before that, I was sitting pretty, I was with no concern.
I've been in similar situations on my entrepreneurial journey. It's a roller coaster, right? It's sometimes you're on top of the world and sometimes you're at the bottom of the valley. Excuse me. Where did you start your entrepreneurial journey? Take us back to the beginning.
Oof. I started my entrepreneurial journey in a very, very young age. So I grew up in Israel. I grew up in Jerusalem, amazing city. And I started doing PR for nightclubs at 14, 15. So what does that mean? Basically, those clubs used to have like teen parties once a month or whatever. And I would be the one that made sure there would be enough people there.
Okay.
Be the, I would be, it was called PR. It wasn't the PR that we know, but I would just bring people into those parties. And I got really good at it, Dave. Like I got to be a really good hype man for these clubs. And then I realized like 400 or 500 people come because of me. And then I was like, I'm very good at math. $20 times 500 people. That's 10 grand. That's a lot of money. Okay. So I started going to the guys that own the club and I was like, guys, I want a few $1,000s. They laughed me out of the ring. Like literally, pardon my French, stupid kid, get out of here. Like you get a few free passes and you'll get a good name in town. But yeah, we're not giving any money. I was hurt to the bottom of my soul. Like I felt like they're my business partners. I'm bringing you 500 people. They laughed me out of the room. And I decided I'm going to do something that no 15-year-old or 16-year-old in Jerusalem has done before. I started my own nightclub at 16. And I started competing with this #1 club in Jerusalem. They were the #1 club in Israel. And I killed them. And they begged me to come back with money. And then another group offered me to get in with their parties. And we would have fun, Dave, and make a lot of money. I was like the richest kid in my high school. It was incredible. Like I had so much money for a teenager. And I was like, wow, I like this, and I never want this to stop. So from that point on, then I've done some other things. I've always looked older. Now it's kind of starting to balance. But when I was 16, people thought I was 25. So I walked in Nike, and I signed an agent agreement. They didn't even card me. And I started selling Nike equipment to basketball teams in my so I try to bring a ship of jeans from China, and we brought it in and sold jeans in our high school. So I've always had this entrepreneurial bug.
You've always been hustling, man. You've always been hustling.
Always. And I don't know how to.
You don't know how to turn it off?
No.
That's awesome. So how many people are in Jerusalem? I have no idea.
About 500,000 people.
About 500,000 people. And how many people are in Israel?
About 8 million.
About 8 million people. So there's about 8 million. There's about 8. Are they all Jewish or majority Jewish?
I think about 5 million are Jewish, and about 2.5, 3 million are probably 2 million Muslims, and about 1 million of Christians and other things.
Huh. Interesting. And how big is Israel? It's
Smaller than New Jersey.
It's smaller than New Jersey.
Yeah.
All right. I can't even know if I can find New Jersey on a map. So it's like somewhere between New York and Rhode Island or Connecticut, or I don't know, something like that, right?
The exits on the freeway. But Israel, if anybody doesn't know, Israel is it's not long because it's tiny, but it's basically a little sliver. So going from the top of Israel to the bottom, from border to border, is 5 hours driving. Going from side to side is literally 30. Okay,
wow.
So from the Mediterranean till Jordan, there's basically 35 miles. And
wow.
So it's a long strip, but it's so cool. And I know this is not about Israel, but it's a tiny country with every type of climate. You have the desert, you have snow, you have even tropical stuff, you have the beach, you have mountains. It's a tiny piece of land, but there's everything there. Everything from an ecological standpoint, from food is amazing, amazing. So I love Israel, and I would recommend to anybody, and I'm not getting political in any way, just the land is amazing, and I would recommend to anybody that wants to visit. It's an experience. I never realized how amazing Israel is before I left.
What's the best food in Israel?
Okay, so hummus
Yep.
was my favorite food growing up, and hummus in Israel is amazing. The bread in Israel is better than any bread I've ever had in the U.S.
Really? Better than bread in New York?
Yes, 100%. Like the pita bread, the challah that you get in Jerusalem from bakeries. I was so spoiled my entire life. We had a bakery subscription. At 5 a.m., they used to drop off the fresh baked goods at our door for mom to make sandwiches and stuff. So I grew up on the freshest, best bread. First time I came to the U.S., I took a bite of a sandwich, and the top of the bread stuck to the roof of my mouth, and I was like, what is going on here? And Israel is incredible. The land of milk and honey, right? Like the Bible. So there's some beautiful things. The fruits and vegetables are amazing. I used to be able to eat tomatoes like apples, just take a bite. It's
really
amazing. The produce, it's just amazing.
Huh. Okay, I'm sold. My next entrepreneurial journey, I'm going to Israel, and maybe I'll do a show there. I don't know. We'll see if we can make that happen.
To the best entrepreneurs in Israel. If you do that, I promise you, I will have a lineup of guests for you. I'll even have a studio on for you.
Okay, listen, we got to put this together. And Ralph's just looking at me saying, am I coming? He's saying, am I coming on this trip? What's going on, man? Are we coming in? Okay, this is going to be a silly question. Last one about Israel. Is it easy to get into Israel?
If you're American, yes.
Yeah, just passport and whatnot.
If you're an American citizen, you don't need a visa for the U.S. Israel is a country that, is threatened in a lot of ways. So you may be asked some questions, but, it's not difficult at all.
Yeah.
It's not a hard thing. But if you, just visited an enemy country of Israel, let's just assume you were just in, I don't know, you just visited Iran and then you're going to visit Israel, they'll ask you some questions.
They might search you a little closer.
They might.
All right. That's good. I like it. Okay. Back to some serious stuff. Talk about the marketing environment in the 21st century and how do you help companies set them apart with all the noise in the marketplace?
So you cannot talk about marketing or technology without talking about AI. So Dave, AI is changing everything. And I'm a numbers guy and I'm a guy that follows technology. So I looked at like the internet coming up and that was a big revolution. Then the smartphone came up and that was a big revolution. Do you know anybody today without a smartphone?
No,
right? It's like almost 100% adoption. Now, there are rules to these things. And when you look at the quickness of adoption of internet, smartphone, and now AI is the fastest technology, Dave, we have ever adopted in human history. At least the human history we know, but I'll put that aside. But AI is so quickly taking over everything, people don't even understand. So in the same way that right now, everybody has a website, everybody's online, for sure everybody has a smartphone, AI is going to be a component in everything that we do. And AI is now just in its diapers, it's growing, but even now, the use cases of AI are breathtaking. So we've developed a product, okay, that basically helps you build a pipeline. So you spoke to me before about something really, really true. A lot of people say, oh, it's so hard to get business, okay? It's so hard to get business because you got to do things right all the time. Most salespeople, they like the sales meetings. They don't like prospecting.
Yeah.
A true statement?
So true. I hate prospecting.
Yeah, me too. So, I like prospecting when I'm speaking, when it's come to me, but, going like and trying, but it's crucial. So I've trained an AI to mimic me, to see exactly how Zeev Wexler deals with things. How do I message? How do I deal with issues? And now that AI is basically acting as me with my approval and doing prospecting for me while you and I doing a podcast. Okay. Now, maybe that prospecting will be slightly lower yield than if I do it myself, but my time is worth a lot of money, just like yours. And I rather spend it with speaking on a podcast with you than I do about trying to find more leads on LinkedIn. But both are important. This I can't automate an AI to do, right? This I need my own my own brain to come here, the recognition we have knowing you, I can't have an AI do it, but I can 100% have an AI do exactly what I want in prospecting. So we've built a tool that does it on LinkedIn, on emails, and in voicemails. So I can actually leave you a voicemail. Hey, Dave, it's Zev, just sent you an email. Think we can really help each other. Let's get together. Now,
so how does that work?
So basically, I teach an AI what works for me. This is something crucial. I want everybody to listen. If there's anything that you pick up from this, pick up this. If you were able to do something before AI can be incredibly dangerous and effective for you. Dangerous in a good way. If you have not been able to do it without AI, there is zero chance you'll do it with AI. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So whatever you know how to do, AI can scale you. Whatever you don't know how to do, stay away from AI. You can't automate something you don't know, right? So what we've done is we looked at the things that we do really, really, really well. So for the past 20 years, I've been developing content for companies that works. So I've developed an AI to save 90% of that time. So now with technology, I can create the best content. Same thing with pipelines. We've always been good to help our clients generate leads. They need to close them, but we've always been good in helping them generate leads. So now we put 10x on it with AI. Now there is an intelligence that is driving this. I'll tell you like a fun thing. I love Bitcoin. Okay? Love Bitcoin. But I have zero time to watch and look and see. But I know all the rules. I know when I want to buy it. I know when I want to sell it. So guess what? There is an AI agent doing it for me based on the rules that I put together. Okay? So whenever Bitcoin gets to something happens because of the rules that I've put together, but I don't have the time to look at it. I don't have to, like, what if I miss this? Sorry, I'm digressing a little bit, but back to you.
No, it just makes me think there's so many service-based businesses. Like the US is really made up of just service-based businesses. I mean, they're on every corner. They're in every restaurant. They're in every hotel. They're everywhere you go. There's a service-based business doing some kind of work for a customer. It's just insane how many service-based businesses there are. Like, if I look at the snow and ice industry, let's just say there's something like, I don't know, maybe 30,000 snow providers in the U.S. and more if we include Canada and more if we include other countries. But let's just take this number of 30,000. Now, 90% of these providers that provide snow and ice removal make under $300,000 a year. Okay, 90%. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? I think the last numbers I saw was $56 billion or something was spent on snow removal. It's an enormous industry. The majority of providers make under $300,000 a year. And I know that it's the same with janitors, right? There's a janitor in every building. There's a janitor doing something at every gas station, whether it's buffing the floors or stripping and waxing the floors or cleaning the windows or power washing the sidewalks. Like, there's some sort of service-based business, but yet the average small business takes so much time to actually get profitable, to make money. How, in this case, with your AI tool, do you see this revolutionizing marketing for the entrepreneur who's making under $1 million a year? And I'll put that out there because the last information that I got from Fran Data, which is a franchising, resource company, said that the average franchise across the United States made about $740,000 a year annually across every single franchise. That's 7-Eleven, that's McDonald's, that's Marriott Hotels, like that's Subway, that's all of these things that you see every single day. The average income was $740,000. How do you see AI changing the game for all those millions of entrepreneurs?
Great question. So basically, AI can do things better than you. Okay. Anything that is repetitive, anything that, has a if this, then that, AI does better than you, quicker than you, and more efficiently than you. So in every business, there are repeatable things, and in every business, you can bring an AI in. So every entrepreneur out there, think about AI as an employee, okay? You need to bring an employee in. Now, most people bring a ChatGPT. ChatGPT doesn't work for you. ChatGPT works for OpenAI, okay? So ChatGPT is not there to work for you. ChatGPT is there to work for OpenAI. You can use it for certain things, but it's not yours, okay? So the one thing I would recommend to every entrepreneur is think about bringing a custom AI into your business. Furthermore, Dave, agree with me that most people want to grow their valuation?
Yeah,
okay.
Absolutely.
Best way to do that is to bring a custom AI into your tech stack, into your SDK, and now you're worth 3x than what you were before. And
how do I even do that? How do I even get this AI person into my thing?
So it's not a person, it's an AI. So Dave, you are an expert in snow removal, okay? You have solved problems in snow removal that people haven't even dreamed of. You know what you're going to get when you deal with the snow removal problem, right? So you can train an AI, bring an AI in and train that AI with all the knowledge that you've accumulated over the last 20 years of, killing it in the ice industry.
Yep.
Okay. You can have that AI do the things that you know how to do that are repetitive and, are very simple. And now you free up people to do a million things. Prospecting is a great thing. We just said salespeople don't like to prospect, but that's what we ask them to do all day, right?
Yep.
So you ask people to do all day something they don't like, and then you're surprised they don't do it that well. And then you're surprised that when they actually get to the closing, they're not in the mind frame of doing it because they got, their air got out of them all day long by trying to prospect with people who don't want to talk to them. So now you automate that part of the low-level prospecting, and you bring the salesperson in only when there is interest. Now, with AI, you can go after 5,000 people a week. That person can't go after 5,000 people a week. That person can't even go after 100 in a good way. Does that make sense? So you explore opportunity and you let the people that actually can do it deal with more opportunities.
That's awesome. So how do I get my own AI? It's
Great
not a
question.
person. How do I get my own AI bot? How do I get my own AI? How do I own my own AI? That's what I want. I want to own my own AI. How do I do that?
Great question. So first of all, you got to build a knowledge base. Okay. So you got to take, and I'm sure you have it, you just need to kind of put it together, but you got to bring all the most important things about the snow industry, about, True Blue, about what you do. You got to put them in a database. Okay.
Okay.
And then you have a choice. You can use stuff that is off the shelf, which I don't recommend, but you can do that. So you can use the ChatGPTs, the Claude, the Geminis of the world.
Okay.
Or there are open AI, I'm not saying open AI as the company, but there's open source AI that is out there, okay? That you can take this amazing open source AI from the top developers, whether it's the Meta, Twitter, a bunch of them, and then you can take that API and deploy it in your own instance. So now you actually own that AI. Now then you got to train it for 3-4 months on that data that you've put together. You got to make sure that it actually knows and acts the way you want it to act or the way you want your salespeople to act. So that's why a lot of people don't do it, because building the knowledge base is a couple of months of an investment. Okay. Then deploying and training the AI is also a couple of months of investment. But now you have an employee that you own. You don't have to pay a salary to. He is working 24/7. And if anybody comes to look at buying your company, guess what? You're worth 3 times more because now you have AI built into your system.
I love this. I mean, I love employees that work 24 hours a day and I don't have to pay them a salary. Like, this is all I want to do for the rest of my life, is just have AI employees doing my bidding for me. So if I don't want to build all this and I don't want to do all that, I just come to you and I say, hey, Zeev, this is what I want to do. And then you put it all in place and you say, here we go.
Absolutely, yeah. So we build RAG system, retrieval augmented generative AI systems for companies. And that's the future of everything, Dave. Okay, we're talking about huge companies, like the biggest companies you can think of. They're all building these things. They're all building an AI that does not rely on anything out there. Now, I got to say something. Everybody needs to be careful with how they use AI, because a lot of people say, oh, I've built an AI tool, but it's just a facelift of ChatGPT, or it's a facelift of, God forbid, DeepSeek, or something that can really bite you in the butt. So you need to understand where the data is coming from. Now, for you, it may not be that crucial, but when you talk about financial organizations or, law, they must know the AI cannot give them wrong information. Now, have you ever heard of AI hallucination, Dave?
No, I have not, but it sounds fun.
It's fun. Everybody's complaining about AI hallucination, and AI hallucinates. Every AI hallucinates. What does that mean? If you ask an AI a question that the AI does not have any data that it can source and check, the AI will invent something. Just like a child.
Oh, I love this.
It's super cool. That's why ChatGPT gets such weird answers sometimes. Okay, so every AI that's just part of what it does. Now, people hate it. I love it. The hallucination is the only part of true intelligence. It's not just, it's actually making something up. Okay, so it's amazing, yet you got to be careful. So when we build these things for clients, we build, it's like a sandbox where anything that happens, we want to know the mistake before it happens. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So
I like it.
You must do that, but AI is the future of everything. Dave, every job that is not critical thinking can be replaced with AI. But people like you and I are not going to be replaced by AI. But if we don't use it, people like us that use it will take us out of business. So it's almost a race. And by 2030, I don't think there's going to be any business process that is done without AI.
Okay, so when are we have time on your calendar to set up a quick sales call so that I can get ahead of my competitors who are going to listen to this?
Let's make it happen, man. I'll send you some time.
I mean, this is I've got I got to make sure I got my ideas written down so that when I actually get with you on this thing, I remember what I want to talk about, because I have a great idea, but I'm not going to share it on this call because, just because sometimes you can't share everything on the call. Listen, if someone wants to work with you and they say, man, I love this AI and I love this program and this is my industry is X, but I don't want you to work with anybody else in the same industry, is that on the table or is it all in?
Everything is on the table, but of course, like everything in life, if you want to do that, exclusivity costs more money, but everything is, I want to develop the best tool for the best people. So yeah. I'm looking for people that have initiative. Most people, you were saying, most snow removal people don't make, over 300,000. So does more agencies. So does most everything. It's an 80-20 or 90-10 rule across the board. So I'm looking for these people that understand that this is a chance that if you invest in this, in 2-3 years, you're going to kill your industry. And if not, somebody's going to kill you. So
right. Somebody's going to kill. It's hunt or be hunted out there in the wild west of business.
So I have an analogy. I think you're going to love it. And I used it so many times. I hope it's not too repetitive. I look at AI like the invention of gunpowder. Okay. And you and I lead armies. All right. So gunpowder is out now. You and I are very good. You're amazing with swords, bows, arrows, and shields. You're amazing. You're killing it. Okay.
I'm actually a Native American, so that's true.
You see? But now gunpowder came into business, and it doesn't matter how good we do with swords.
And now we're on a reservation.
Wow. I had no idea, man. So, but I'm saying even that why did the Indians lose? Because of gunpowder.
Yes, and alcohol.
I know,
and shiny beads. Yes, we got completely destroyed. And gunpowder had a big part. Yes, absolutely. I get it. 100%. So what you're saying today is AI is the new gunpowder.
Business, yes. That's exactly what I'm saying. And you have a choice whether to adopt and start using gunpowder, or you're gonna get run out of business. It may take a year, 2, 3, or 4, but it will happen.
You're going to get run out of business. If you're not using AI, you're going to get run out of business. Man, you are seriously on the cutting edge. It's just absolutely incredible. I mean, listen, everybody who's on this call needs to reach out to you or they are crazy. I mean, they are just nuts. If they're not getting hooked up with, Viacry and Wexler Marketing and everything you guys are doing, I mean, it's hard for me to even do the show right now because I'm thinking about all the things I need to do with AI. Like my brain is focusing on the show, but I'm also focusing on all the things I need to do in AI. So it's been an incredible call. It's been an incredible show. Yeah.
One last thing for everybody to for 2025. There are 3 levels to this. Okay. Level 1, the base level, is using AI. Just using it, ChatGPT, whatever it is, just using AI. Whether you're aware of it or not, ladies and gentlemen, in your business, there is a use of AI. Even if you forbode it, there is a use of AI. Everybody's using AI. It's just a fact. Yep. Second is bringing it to some level of customization, Dave. Like to have the AI do exactly what you do, train it. The next level, and that's the holy grail, and whoever gets it will kill the other competitors, is to have your custom AI with a knowledge base and a feedback loop that keeps on getting better and better and better and better and better. And that is if anybody listens to this, you need to get to that. If you can get to a level where you have your own knowledge base, your own AI, and a feedback loop that makes it better, you will grow.
Let me ask you this question. You got Viacry, which is really focused on this intense AI solution, which is off the charts. I love it. And then you got Wexler Marketing, which is focused on, marketing and probably some SEO and some Google Ads management or paid, pay-per-click advertising. If you were giving a recommendation to an entrepreneur and that entrepreneur said, listen, Zev, I got $5,000 a month. That's all I can spend. I'm growing my business and I want to take it to the next level, but right now I've only got $5,000 a month. And I can put it into Viacry, or I can put it into Wexler and do pay-per-click. But I don't know what's the best thing to do. I don't know what's going to take me to the next level. What is your recommendation to the entrepreneur today?
Great question. Look at what have worked for you in the past, okay, and supercharge that with AI. Just look at what worked for you. Look at what created money and revenue. With AI, you can 10x that, okay? So just look at what worked and put all your eggs there, okay? Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Don't try to put AI in things you don't know how they work and what they do. But if there's certain things you know you can create victories, that's where I would put that $5,000, because that will quadruple what opportunities you get in. And that's all I want for the people that work with me. I want them to have more qualified opportunities. You are good at what you do, Dave. If I give you more qualified opportunity, you're going to kill it. Now, if I give you more quality opportunities and you don't, that's your problem. That's like,
yeah, that's true. I mean, you gotta bring the deal to the table. You gotta do your thing. You gotta do your magic. What's an example of supercharging something that's worked in the past?
So let's say you have a really good salesperson. Okay.
Okay.
That salesperson gets more meetings, more stuff than any of the others. You look at his process, okay, and you check what is he doing that works. And then you duplicate that into 10 of him, okay? Or you make this particular person go and reach out 10x, or then you change all the other salespeople to go more into what's working. And then you automate all their process so they don't have to do too much, but everything works in the exact way. Content is another way. Content is king today, Dave. And if you don't create content, you're missing the boat, because there's so many eyes. I get more eyes on my LinkedIn stuff sometimes than CNN shows. Okay. Like, I can show you a post that I just got 500,000 impressions on.
Wow.
That is incredible. You need to create content. Not everybody's like me that just wants to put a camera in front of their face and speak. So that is where AI can help you so much. It can create, I have avatars right now that people don't know, but actually that's the avatar in the video. And people don't realize it. And I can create within minutes the best content to educate my clients. And that works. So sales, you got to really multiply what works. Content, you got to put your message out there all the time.
Yeah.
You know how many hours I used to spend about writing content in the past, Dave? I used to spend all that. It's crazy. Now I record my thoughts. It's all mine. Okay, I record my thoughts. So I'm an auditory person. I speak for 3 minutes, and then I have an AI that has all my writing rules, what I do, and it takes those 3 minutes of content and makes it into a Zeev Wexler article within 60 seconds. Okay, it's my stuff. It's my IP. But I like to talk and not write. And now instead of talking and then paying somebody or putting 3 hours into it, now the AI has it ready.
All right, here's what I'm doing. I'm going back to your bio. I'm crossing out mastermind and I'm putting in genius.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. I'll let my wife know that she should do that too.
Yes, I'm going to tell her. You know what? I'll send her a message. We'll get that done for you. This is very important. You'll need to do the same for mine.
Oh, absolutely. And can I shout out a cool company?
Yeah.
If you guys could see, this is a tool I carry on my phone. So I literally have this stuck on my phone at all times. I speak on the phone a lot, and I get opportunities. This thing, basically, with approval, can record, summarize, and then immediately I send an email or Slack to all my team to move on the call that I just had. Okay, so this is like a device that records phone calls. Now, of course, on Zooms and any kind of meeting, you can do all of that. Now I actually even have a tool that after a conversation, I call it like the chief of staff. I call it, and he gives me ideas, not like summarizing the meeting, but maybe with Dave, we should do that. Dave said that on the podcast. You should call him and say that. So there are so many ways like to process data. And I know I'm long-winded in this, but everybody needs to dive into AI. I play with my kids with AI. We tell stories, we joke stuff, use AI.
I love it. And that company that you gave the shout out to, that's Ploud, right? Plaud.
Ploud, P-A-L-U-D. They have the best recorder in the business. I know their CEO. They're awesome. We actually have a LinkedIn Live with them coming up. Great people. The best product that I know. And it helps you record and summarize all the phone calls. It doesn't even have phone calls. You can do it just right now.
Wow, that's awesome. So every time I'm talking to my wife, I'll record it, and then I'll play it back for her later to say, hey, you remember I was right? You remember I was right? You remember I was right? No. As a good friend, I will tell you, never do that. That would lead only to misery. So, okay, yeah. Only to misery. All right, you heard it right here. Zev, we got to bring this thing in for a landing. It's been an incredible show. I mean, it really has been an incredible. I mean, you are off the charts, my man. The genius behind Wexler Marketing and Viacry has been absolutely awesome today. What final thoughts would you leave with our audience today?
So I want everybody to look really closely at what they do really well and what can be automated. Those two things is for AI. So what you do really well can be 10x, and what is really repetitive and you don't like to do can be automated. Those two things you can do now. If you guys have any questions, you can reach out to us and ask. But 2025, Dave, is the year of AI. And this year is where we either adopt or we stay behind. Next year, the ballgame is going to be different. And from somebody that's selling AI, guys, I can tell you, last year I had to chase people. This year, people are chasing us.
I believe that for sure. I'm going to chase you down as soon as we get off the call. So here's the deal. How can people find you on social media? Where are you at? What channels are you on? Is it just LinkedIn, or are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook, TikTok? Like, where do you hang out the most?
LinkedIn is where I live. I'm on everywhere, but if you want to reach me, personally message me on LinkedIn. Comment on some of the stuff that we do. You can reach me on LinkedIn. I'm literally there 4 or 5 hours a day. Like I'm addicted to LinkedIn. I'm on everywhere else, but catching me there will be much harder. So I'm on TikTok and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, X. But LinkedIn is where I live.
LinkedIn is where you're hanging out. All right, and that's Zeev Wexler, Wexler. Drop that into LinkedIn. Find this man. He's gonna hook you up. He's gonna get you taken care of. All right, this has been outstanding. If you like this show, give us a like, give us a share, drop your comments into the comment box. We're back 9:15 a.m. Pacific Standard Time every single Tuesday. I'm your host, Dave Westcott. Follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, anywhere it's social. I'm hanging out. Zev, you have been incredible today. Thank you, brother, for being on the show. It's been absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you so much, Dave. You're awesome, and I love hanging out with you.
Thank you, my friend.
Mike Bott from Frost Solutions, one of the owners of the company. What we do is provide a mini weather station to give you a tailored forecast to those particular locations, so you know where and when and what to do in those parts of town. You know there's 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 different ways that people can experience tremendous value having a technology like this.
Introducing the all-new Western Enforcer V-Plow. Engineered with all the features, efficiency, and performance of full-size Western V-Plows, built specifically for your half-ton truck. For more information, visit westernplows.com.